History of Google. Can you imagine a world without Google? Google is one of the wealthiest and all-pervasive companies in the world, and the company's history is a story of classic entrepreneurialism, hard work, and a little luck. Come on, let's explore the history of Google. Welcome to History Series. This is the Life Hack Lion, the channel that gives you amazing life hacks and interesting facts. Search engines or internet portals have been around since the early days of the internet. However, it was Google, a relative latecomer, that would go on to become the premier destination for finding just about anything on the World Wide Web. The company that started as a novel search engine now manages 8 products with more than 1 billion users each. Today, the way we live our lives, the way we search, or look for things is mostly because of Google. But how did a humble beginning blossom into a world leader in online advertising, cloud computing, software, and hardware solutions? It all began in the summer of 1995 when Larry Page and Sergey Brin met at Stanford University. Page was then considering Stanford for his graduate studies, while Brin was already 2 years into the program. Although their earlier encounters were filled with some disagreements due to the fact that both of them were highly intellectual, they still used to discuss a lot of things. Eventually, they ended up striking a partnership. Page showed up at Stanford a few months later and selected human-computer interaction pioneer Terry Winograd as his advisor. Soon thereafter, he began searching for a topic for his doctoral thesis. As he learned from his father, a computer science professor at Michigan State, a dissertation can frame one's entire academic career. So Page kicked around 10 or so intriguing ideas but found himself attracted to the burgeoning World Wide Web. He found the web interesting primarily for its mathematical characteristics and set about pondering the link structure of the web. Page conceived a system that would crawl the internet to determine which pages were linking to other pages, positing that it could lead to creation of a new kind of search engine. Together with Brin's math expertise, the duo developed a search algorithm at first known as Backrub. The name was derived from the algorithm's ranking that calculated how many backlinks a web page includes. The crown jewel of Backrub was a data collection system known as PageRank, named after Larry Page. PageRank assigned a website's ranking importance by counting the number of pages, mixing in the relevancy of those pages, and linking back to the original web page. Motivated by the positive reviews Backrub got, Page and Brin launched the very first version of Google in August 1996, while working from their dorm rooms, using borrowed personal computers and buying terabytes of memory space with their own credit cards. The name Google was derived from the word Google, meaning a 1 followed by 100 zeros, found in the book Mathematics and the Imagination by Edward Kastner and James Newman. To the site's founders, the name alludes to the huge volumes of information they had to sift through to populate the correct search results. Google.com was registered in the year 1997. Page and Brin first tried to license their search engine technology, but failed to find anyone that wanted their product as an early stage of development. They then decided to keep Google and seek more financing, improve the product, and take it to the public themselves when they had a polished product. The strategy worked, and after more development, the Google search engine eventually turned into a hot commodity. Sun Microsystems co-founder Andy Bechtolsheim was so impressed that after a quick demo of Google, he wrote them a check for $100,000. On September 4, 1998, with Bechtolsheim investment, the duo incorporated the company as Google. They also relocated the garage of Susan Wojcicki, who would later become CEO of YouTube in Menlo Park, California. Soon, more cash flowed in and Google began to ascend to the top of internet's search engine pyramid. The new company mission statement was simple and direct: to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Google started selling advertisements with its keyword searches in 2000, and so Google AdWords and AdSense were born. These advertisements used a system based on the pretense that you only pay for your advertising if some clicked on your ad link. Hence, the term pay-per-click was born. In the same year, they added 10 new languages, including French, German, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Swedish, Finnish, Spanish, Dutch, and Norwegian. In 2001, Eric Schmidt joined Google as its first chairman and later became its chief executive officer. Meanwhile, Larry Page became president of products and Sergey Brin became president of technology. After the company finally went public, there were concerns that the one-time startup's rapid growth would change the company culture, which was based on the company motto, "Do no evil." The pledge reflected a commitment by the founders and all employees to carry out their work with objectivity and without conflicts of interest and bias. To ensure the company stayed true to its core values, the position of Chief Culture Officer was established. The early 2000s would prove to be big and defining years for Google. Long before Google became a verb, Yahoo was the premier internet search engine. As Google began to gain popularity, it even became Yahoo's search engine provider in 2000. By the summer of 2002, Yahoo tried to acquire Google for $3 billion, but Google reportedly turned down the deal as it felt it was worth at least $5 billion. In July 2003, after outgrowing offices in Palo Alto and other nearby Silicon Valley locales, Google leased a complex of buildings at 1600 Amphitheater Parkway. The move was designed to accommodate Google's more than 1,000-person workforce at the time. It has since become known as the Googleplex, and it's the company's largest campus following multiple expansions and building acquisitions. On April 1, 2004, Gmail launched to the public with 1 GB of storage and advanced search capabilities, dwarfing the limitations imposed by popular competing email products of the time, many of which offered just a few megabytes of storage. The release date led many in the media to speculate it was an April Fool's prank. Fortunately, it was not. In the same year, the company's web advertising products made it hugely profitable, leading to an eventual initial public offering. Google priced its stocks at $85 a share, giving it a $27 billion valuation after raising close to $1.7 billion. During the period of rapid growth, the company introduced a variety of products, including Google Maps, Google Docs, Google Drive, Google Voice, and a web browser called Chrome. It also acquired streaming video platforms YouTube and Blogger.com. In 2015, Google underwent a restructuring of divisions and personnel under the conglomerate name Alphabet. Sergey Brin became president of the newly formed parent company, while Larry Page became the CEO. Brin's position of Google was subsequently filled with the promotion of Sundar Pichai. Google today has offices in 50 countries and employs around 60,000 people. Its many products are used by billions across the globe and have become an integral part of our lives. As Google reinvents itself from time to time, it continues to impact many more lives. Do you have any requests for our next video? Let us know in the comment section below. If you find this video interesting, we'd love you to support us for more life hacks and interesting facts.